in the King's Royal Championship celebration. That's still to come. Action tonight. As Joshua Josh James through the crowd. Joshua Josh James through the crowd. Wait, he's not coming alone. He's not coming alone. That's Johnny McIntyre. Johnny McIntyre, Steven Turner, Joshua Josh James. What is hell? No, we got a brawl in our hands. My goodness, we got a brawl in our hands. Super kick. Super kick to Westwood. And look at Steven. Pile driver to Richards. And look at Steven. He's got the king on our table. He's got the king on our table. What in the world is happening? No, 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 no. Welcome to WWA Action! And we welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to WWA Action. Things are getting too spicy for the pepper here in the World Wrestling Association, as we saw in the opening package to the show a new group banded together here in the World Wrestling Association, and we'll get to that later on. Right now, Jim Duncan is set for action here tonight. And of course, Jim Duncan is preparing for a huge match Sunday, October 14th at WWA's upcoming event, High Risk. Duncan will be part of a last man standing match against John Rich for the national championship, but before he can get to that match, he faces a challenge tonight. You can say that Kevin Devious is one of the hottest acts here in the World Wrestling Association. This young man has certainly discovered how to manage his opportunity and his screen time here in the WWA, and has turned the attention he's getting lately into a title match. Sunday, October 14th at WWA High Risk, Kevin Devious goes one-on-one against Shawn Coleman for the Light Heavyweight Championship. So this match tonight features two number one contenders. Of course, Devious, the number one contender at the Light Heavyweight Championship, and Duncan, the number one contender at the National Championship. We'll see who prevails. There's the bell. Here we go. Duncan going one-on-one against Devious. Collar and elbow tie-up. Duncan taking Devious down to a knee, applying pressure now to the arm. Devious now taking control. Collar and elbow tie-up again between Duncan and Devious. Duncan now controlling the waist. Devious takes him down. Applies pressure to the head. Reversal here by Duncan. Here's Jim sending Devious into the corner of the elbow to the face. Shoulders down and a kick out by Devious. You're gonna wonder what's going through the mind of Jim Duncan in this match here, knowing full well what he's got waiting for him on Sunday, October 14th, for our upcoming high-risk event. Last man standing. The only way to win is to incapacitate your opponent until they can't respond to the referee's 10 count. Shoulders down here, hook and a leg. Isn't enough for the kick out. Of course, through the mind of Kevin Devious, He must be thinking what kind of victory would it mean for him tonight if he defeats Jim Duncan. One-on-one, of course, Devious already has lined up a one-on-one match for the light heavyweight championship against Shawn Coleman. Bulldozer here by Duncan. Duncan with a cover here, hooks the leg on Devious. Is it enough to put him away? And a kick out by Duncan. But both of these men jogging into position, working really hard to win those championships as Duncan jackknife cover with a kick out. The ropes allow Kevin Devious to continue in this match. And look at this, Jim Duncan with those repeated shots against the turnbuckle post. And that's 10 of the shots on the corner. Shoulders down here, hooks the leg and a kick out by Devious. Jim Duncan has been a long journey of going back and forth with the national championship. Hell of a move there by Devious with the national championship in the year 2018. He's lost it, he's won it, he's lost it again, he's won it again. You gotta wonder if John Rich is perhaps the rival that can finally match Jim Duncan's intensity. It was back at Gold Rush last month that Jim Duncan lost his championship match via countout against John Rich because John Rich almost inflicted a damn concussion on Jim Duncan by smashing his head against the concrete. Here's Duncan tossing Devious to ringside. Duncan heads to the ropes, and here's Duncan with a tope suicida, and the crowd loves it. So referee starting the count as Jim Duncan gets Kevin Devious back into the ring. Kick to the head of Devious. With Jim Duncan, it's all about showing the WWA fan nation that he still has it, that John Rich didn't inflict any permanent damage on him, that he's fine, that he's clear to continue. Of course, we know he's clear to continue. Our doctors tested Jim Duncan, but there's always that little bit of doubt after, knowing what we know, seeing what we saw at Gold Rush. Jim Duncan went through so much punishment at the hands of John Rich as he goes for the cover here again, hooks the leg. Isn't enough to put Kevin Devious away. Isn't enough? Got him! Got him! Got him! Jim Duncan with the surprise victory! Here's your winner, Jim Duncan! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! John Rich! John Rich is here! John Rich is back! And now John Rich lying to Jim Duncan. Don't do this again. Don't do this again, John. No, 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 no. There's that DDT again. John Rich, hell-bent on ending Jim Duncan's career, attacking his head, messing with his damn brain. This man is a maniac. He's trash. He's a damn maniac and a neck breaker. I can't believe this. Who's gonna stop him? Somebody stop him! This man is trash. Oh, come on. No, no, no. Impact driver. Another message sent by John Rich. And we are back live on WWA Action. Ladies and gentlemen, this happened before we went live on the air tonight. This was earlier tonight before we went live. Michelle Martinez and Emily Wells exchanging words backstage. Emily Wells tried to take a shot at Michelle Martinez, and it did not work for Emily Wells. Emily Wells, however, would fight back, and look at this. Boom! She would send Michelle Martinez running and smashing her against almost everything, against the wall, against those stage cases over there, neck breaker on the floor, and then backstage on the locker room area. Once again, this was before we started our tapings here tonight, before we went live. Earlier tonight, Emily Wells with this. Check this out. Sickening thought of the back of Michelle Martinez. I can't believe what we just saw, not only here, but on the National Championship match, which we'll be talking about in just a minute, I guess. It all boils down to the Women's Championship on the line. Emily Wells will challenge Michelle Martinez if she's 100%, Sunday, October 14th, at our upcoming high-risk event, streaming live right here on the Wrestling Space. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, at high risk, we'll also have the WWA Light Heavyweight Championship on the line as Kevin Devious goes one-on-one against Shawn Coleman. The bad blood between these two has been boiling since they debuted in the World Wrestling Association. Kevin Devious has promised to take down Shawn Coleman from his pedestal and take that championship from him. Will he succeed? We'll find out Sunday, October 14th at High Risk. And of course, the big one, the National Championship on the line between Jim Duncan and John Rich in a last man standing match. You saw the amount of punishment that John Rich can inflict on Jim Duncan earlier tonight when John Rich attacked Jim after his match. Will Jim be 100%? Who will be the last man standing? We'll find out Sunday, October 14th at High Risk. And before we go, we would like to thank With Confidence for That's Something, the official theme song for WWA. High Risk is available on the band's new album Love and Loading, which you can stream right now on Spotify and Apple Music. I don't know what to say about John Rich, but I haven't already said. John Rich's attitude and his total disregards towards the safety of his opponent Jim Duncan is completely sickening. He's been targeting Jim Duncan's head. He's been saying he's gonna concuss Jim Duncan. He's gonna send him back home. He's gonna turn him into a vegetable. And this man is just gross. He's disgusting. The thing is that, you know, that attitude is what got him where he is. Got him that championship that he has in his hand. It got him the opportunity to position himself at the top of the card. Got him the opportunity to change who he was. He became the anti-Venom, as you hear in the sun. And you know, it's a little bit just annoying, and it makes me a little bit mad to see somebody as vicious and as evil as John Rich succeed and triumph over somebody like Jim Duncan, who has dedicated so much to the World Wrestling Association, and yet he's the national champion. Well, of course, John tonight will be in a champions versus champions match against this man. You know, Shawn Coleman has been light heavyweight champion for quite some time now. And he's done a tremendous job in holding that division down. But right now, breathing on the back of his head, you have Kevin Devious. A man who you could say that he is fueled by jealousy to take that championship off him. Devious, of course, has often said that he feels resentful of the fact that him and Shawn debuted at the same time, but he hasn't seen the same success as Shawn. And he intends to remedy that Sunday, October 14th at High Risk. And there's the bell. Here we go. And these champions versus champions affair between John Rich and Shawn Coleman. Coleman now hooking Rich in. Rich with the reversal. Rich sending Coleman into the corner now. Coleman in a bad position. Shoulder first into the turnbuckle post. And, you know, so close to our next event, WWA High Risk. Sunday, October 14th. It is the dawn of a new era. Something new is coming on Sunday, October 14th. A new World Wrestling Association. You kind of want to be there for that historic event. Getting injured for one of these men is not an option. They are defending champions. An injury would mean that perhaps they would have to relinquish their title belts. And I don't think that's in the plan book for any of these men. Coleman trying to go for his signature German suplexes, but John Rich blocked them. Rich tossing Coleman to the outside of the ring. And this one spills to ringside. Ref at the count of 2. Coleman sent into the barricade. Now into the apron, and those shots that we're seeing here of Coleman going into the barricade and the apron, you know that's gonna hurt his ribs. As Coleman just tries to create some separation between himself and John Rich. John Rich, part of the reasons why he gets to be the way he is and still be successful is because he's conniving. He's a very smart competitor in the ring. He knows how to move. He's very aware of his surroundings. Quite a veteran here in the World Wrestling Association. Those skills allow him to behave the way he does, to be as evil as he is, and still find success here in the World Wrestling Association. Ref at the count of 4 now. Coleman. Bad position. Gets sent over the railing into the crowd. Coleman may need to return. It's kind of 7 here. Both men returning to the ring now. And John Rich intent on keeping his match on the outside as he sends Shawn Coleman flying. Lands right here in front of us at the announce table. Coleman fighting back here. Rich reverses. Rich is the one now sent against the barricade right here next to us. And look at that! Coleman fighting back. Rich blocks it. Now we're trading punches. It sent back to the barricade. Count broken here as both men return to the rim. There's a clothesline. Shawn Coleman, this is still his debut year here in the World Wrestling Association. You could say that he's still a rookie in the business. So far, he's had such a stellar year. He got to compete for the sold-out crowd and never back down. Over 30,000 fans. That night, he won the national championship, or I should say the light heavyweight championship, as John Rich takes a walk around the park, kicking every limb of Shawn Coleman. Of course, Coleman also got to compete in the opportunity of a lifetime match this year. He got to be part of the Gold Rush tournament. It's been quite the banner year for Shawn Coleman, and that's what makes his opponent at high risk, Kevin Devious. That's what makes Kevin Devious so mad. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, we've seen this before. Don't do it. Ref, stop him. No. Good God. Is he okay? Oh, my God. A DDT on the apron, ladies and gentlemen. That's the hardest part of the ring. A DDT on the apron. Just like he did to Jim Duncan back at the Gold Rush pay-per-view event. Just like he did to Jim Duncan at Gold Rush. And now John Rich with the impact driver. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shoulders down. Hooks the leg. Got him. I can't believe this. How does he get away with doing stuff like that? Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. You know what they say about Payback? They say it's a bitch. And Jim Duncan is here to dish it out with a suplex. Jim Duncan is here to dish out some payback. And I love this. Suplex on Rich. And Jim Duncan's about to hit it. The moonsault. Jim Duncan looking to put the exclamation point with a slim blade. Revenge has arrived. And we're back live on WWA Action. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event. As Dylan the King Mass seeks some vengeance. You know, Dylan the King Mass has been on top of the World Wrestling Association for over 380 days as WWA champion. But it seems like the power that he has alongside the WWA Tag Team Champions, they collectively known as the Royal Club or the Royals, the power that he has was put to the test last week when an alliance was created between Josh James, Johnny McIntyre, and Steven Turner, and together they dished out hell against the Royal Club. Tonight, like I said, Dylan the King Mass is looking for revenge, and he intends to find it in a one-on-one match. He requested to face one of the three men who attacked him last week. We'll see who's going to answer the challenge. Well, thanks for our ring announcer. We now know who will be challenging the Kings tonight here on WWA Action. These group of misfits decided they have had enough of the Royal Club, and they banded together. Now, it's time for actual fighting. Johnny McIntyre gets a huge shot here tonight to go one-on-one against the WWA champion. And there's the bell. Here we go. Cut on elbow tie-up between McIntyre and then the King Mass. McIntyre applying punishment to the head of Dylan the King Mass, and nice reversal here by Dylan the King Mass. You can see the Royal Club, or the Royals, very attentively watching this match down on ringside. Meanwhile, right here in front of us, the announce table, we have Josh James and Steven Turner paying close attention to Johnny McIntyre's first performance as part of their ensemble. And I'd be wondering if these three men are gonna find a name for their faction soon, but so far I don't think names are necessary. As the King applies a neck breaker, I think these three men are working well together on creating a front against the Royal Club. I mean, let's admit it, as the King hits a perfect springboard 450 splash, and Johnny McIntyre goes for the cover here, shoulders down. Is it enough to put him away? And a kick out by John Ritt. by Johnny McIntyre, I should say. And my John's a little bit messed up there, I should say. I was in the middle of saying that, let's accept it. The Royal Club has had quite the stronghold on the World Wrestling Association for quite some time now. Initially, they had Zach Gable as part of their group, as then the Kid Mask goes off the cover of the spinning heel kick, but kick out by Johnny McIntyre. Initially, they had Zach Gable in their group, which was a light heavyweight champion eventually. That didn't work out, but that doesn't mean that the Royal Club is still not as powerful as ever. They're still the tag team champions. WWA champion is still with them. They're still the most important faction here in the World Wrestling Association by the factor of 1,000,000. And that's what these three men, McIntyre, Turner, and James, are trying to eradicate. Of course, James, motivated by that loss that he encountered against the Kid Mask for the WWA Championship back at WWA's Gold Rush pay-per-view event. He found people that were as fed up as he was with this entire situation of Dylan the Kid Mask and the Royal Club. McIntyre up the top with a beautiful frog splash. McIntyre's looking to follow that up now. Kick to the chest of the King. And what would a victory mean here for Johnny McIntyre? Would that make Johnny McIntyre the next contender in line to fight for the WWA Championship? I mean, let's face it, no other contenders left for Dylan the Kid Mask ahead of his next championship defense. As the King goes to the top rope, and he lands on McIntyre. Shoulders down here. Is it enough to put McIntyre away? Could he be? And a kick out at 2 by McIntyre. The King with a knee to the head. Shoulders down here. The King looking to steal this one. The King is looking to steal this match. And McIntyre breaks it off. McIntyre sending the King to the outside now. It's very interesting to see how these three could work as a unit. Of course, we've seen the Royal Club work together before. For God's sakes, they're the WWA Tag Team Champions. But I wonder how these three gentlemen, Johnny McIntyre, Stephen Turner, and Josh James, actually complement each other. Last week we saw them raise hell, but now we are talking about actual matches like the one we're seeing right now between McIntyre and Dylan the Kid Mask. Off the kicks on the corner, shoulders down. Is it enough for Dylan the Kid Mask to put McIntyre away? And a kick out of 2. Nice neck breaker there by Johnny McIntyre. Johnny follows it up by continuing the attack on the neck. The WWA champion. Of course, you're the WWA champion. You don't want to be dealing with any neck issues or injury issues, especially when you've had a title reign as long as the one the King has had. Look at this. Off the top, Ushigoroshi by Johnny McIntyre. Beautifully done, the Ushigoroshi. Look at this. Luke Richards was trying to undo the turnbuckle post, and the referee became distracted by it. However, that did not help the King get back in his match, as Johnny McIntyre hits a Death Valley driver. Up the driver, shoulders down, hooks the leg. Is it enough to put him away? Could he get a victory over the King? He almost did. A very close, near fall for Johnny McIntyre. And look at this. Luke Richards with the distraction once more, attracting the attention of Johnny McIntyre. And if Johnny's going to be part of a faction, if Johnny's going to be teaming up with Joshua and Steven, he should know better than to be distracted by Luke Richards. Swinging neck breaker by the King. Vintage Dylan, shoulders down, hooks the leg to put him away. Could it be? Oh, I don't know what happened there. I think Johnny McIntyre barely got the shoulder up, and the King is angry about that. And the King sent down to ringside. The King is looking for it here. Tope Suicida. Of the Tope Suicida. And look at this. The King wants revenge. The King wants revenge. He starts out an attack. Oh my God, the King's got a chair. The King with a chair on Steven Turner. The King with a chair on Josh James. And the King with a chair on Johnny. And that means Johnny wins this match. This match is over. But the King is still taking shots with a steel chair. We gotta get some control out here. Action continues live after the break. And we're back live on WWA Action, and this situation has, which way I could say this, it has evolved. Josh James in the left corner of your screen with Dylan the King mask, and a super kick to the WWA champion. The referee is ringing the bell, as if to say this fighting has to stop. But I don't think these gentlemen are gonna have enough of the fighting, and oh no, our table is being targeted again. Our table being targeted again, and look at this, Steven Turner off the top, dropping the elbow on Luke Richards. The King is nowhere to be seen after that super kick, and it seems like the Royal Club is fighting back. Richards getting a piece of Josh James here. Johnny McIntyre taking care of Jay Westwood in the corner. Trying to go for a super kick there, but Richards stops him. Jawbreaker to Richards. Richards to the outside. And look at this, Josh James about to steal the show with a beautiful shooting star press. You gotta give it up to, oh my God, what a kick right here in front of us. You gotta give it up to Luke Richards and his resiliency as we take a closer look right here in front of us to the type of damage that these three gentlemen can cause on an individual. Luke Richards is on the receiving end of a lot of punishment right now. Right now he's just bouncing off of our table, and Steven Turner is taking a turn of trying to eradicate Jay Westwood in the ring, and Westwood meanwhile looking for payback. Yes, he did. He just turned Turner inside out. The ref rings the bell again. Oh, and Josh James just saw Westwood. Oh, and he takes him down off the top with a leg drop. And a super kick. And another one. Oh, you don't mess with his teammates. There's another super kick to Westwood. Good God, Westwood knocked out. And now a backstabber to Richards. Well, Richards has seen better days, I can tell you that. Josh James has lost it. He's hitting Richards with that steel chair non-stop. This quickly devolved into quite a situation. Kick to the plexus, going for the spinning heel kick. Luke Richards still has fighting him. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I I can't really try to explain to you what's going through the mind of these gentlemen here. I think it's a general sense of anger. It's a general sense of frustration with being overlooked. A general sense of being fed up with the way the system works. They are tired. As Josh James and Johnny McIntyre are getting the best of Luke Richards, and Luke Richards is giving them a hell of a fight in the ring, don't get me wrong. Kudos to Luke Richards for putting up the fight that he has. Oh my God, no. Oh, man. You know, you try to feel for these guys. You try to feel bad for the Royal Club. And then you remember all that they've done, how they've helped the King retain that championship for 380 days. Hell, just a couple of months ago, we saw the Royal Club throw off the beast from the top of a semi-truck, from the top of a trailer. You can't say they don't have this coming. They have had it too good for too long. And now finally somebody has banded together to take them down. You try to feel for them, but this is what you get. You reap what you sow. Johnny McIntyre on the prowl, attacking the leg of Luke Richards, and you know, all of the other teammates of Luke have been knocked out by the super kicks of Josh James, and that inverted Huracan Rana could do the trick here. McIntyre carries him on top of his shoulders. Uchigoroshi by McIntyre. And it seems like we're about to end this. These three gentlemen have done their best. And the exclamation point is the super kick.